Hello there, greetings and salutations. Welcome to Monday. Yes, it's Monday, August the 4th, 2025. It's the August bank holiday weekend. Welcome along. We are live from Ireland here on Global Irish Radio at the Irish Daily Crack. The nation rests, but not us. Oh no, there's no rest for the wicked here. It's been a busy weekend and things starting to wind down now. And of course the storm, the bank holiday storm that we've been telling you about here as we come into the weekend. And as predicted, Storm Flores did make landfall overnight. We're coming to you live from just outside Castlebar here in County Mayo, so right on the western seaboard, the northwest. And about 10,000 homes and businesses without power this afternoon. Probably lots of those. I don't know if anybody's working today, so I don't know if they're going to get those, if the ESB will reconnect them or not. It is Ireland and it is a bank holiday. Everything grinds to a halt. But anyway, there you go. About 10,000 homes and businesses. And the areas most affected, Clare, Galway, Donegal, Mayo, Sligo, that kind of area. So it came in across the northwest. Not a bad storm. Certainly within the yellow level warning range. That's what Jerry Murphy, our senior meteorologist with Met Éireann, has told us. And so that's what it seems to be on the ground as well. And it's a nice day actually here in Mayo. The sun is out, the sky is blue, nice fresh breeze, and not much in the rain or showers. Although, it has to be said, it came down in buckets last night. A lot of rain coming in across Mayo last night. That's all moved off to the east. You can have it up there in Dublin. And it's a nice fresh day. It's actually quite a nice day and strong breeze and lovely sunshine as well. A lot of flights apparently cancelled in the north of Ireland. Not so much at Dublin Airport. It's pretty much business as usual and flights are operating to normal. So not a bad old storm. Very much sensationalised. It being the, I suppose, the first named storm of the season and the second of the year. The first one being, well, we had Storm Owen way back. So A, B, C, D, E, F. Yes. From E to F we go. I don't mean that a bad way. Flores. So there you go. Flores has moved off. And that's that. Welcome along, friends, to our live broadcast. Here with you each day, around about this time, to keep you updated on all that is happening. We want to say congratulations to the Dublin ladies, All-Ireland winners in Gaelic football over the weekend. They demolished Meath. Oh boy, did they. It was all over at half-time, yeah. And the final score there, what was it? 2-16 to 10 points. I think they were about 11 points up at half-time. But as we say, it was all over half-time. And it was their best performance of the year, obviously, for the Dubs. And yeah, they saved the best for last. Interestingly enough, looking at some of the reports there, they didn't have a great season. They kind of stumbled from game to game, but when they made it to Croker on the final day for the final, they really pulled out all the stops. So there you go. Congratulations to the ladies of Dublin. Commiserations to the ladies of Meath. And that was their 7th All-Ireland. And it was nice to see that there was a good crowd turned out for it as well. About 50,000 people. And it was televised on, wait for it, TG Cahir. Apparently it's no longer Tina G. I call it Tina. Fergus called me out on it. Tina G is no longer a thing here in this country. Apparently it rebranded about 10 or 20 years ago. That's how irrelevant TG Cahir is. It's the Irish language station and we don't watch a whole lot of it. But there you go. The game was on it yesterday. Why couldn't they put it on RTE on the regular, like the men, and have it on RTE in the afternoon? Not sure why, but it was on TG Cahir. 50,000 people went along to see it in Croke Park yesterday. There was a lot happening, as you know, over the course of the weekend. We told you that. We knew it was going to be a busy weekend. And for the most part, I think the weather held up. Yesterday, it seemed like it wanted to rain, but it kind of held off until later on in the evening, which is a good thing because, as we said, there was a lot of things happening. And today here in Mayo, we have the Bonnyconlon. Is it Bonnyconlon? Bonnyconlon. It's a fair in North Mayo, and that's a big day out on the bank holiday, August Monday. And I'm pleased to see, even though if you're up to your knees in mud, if you bring along your wellies, you'll be okay. There's good drying out today as well. So at least it's not raining today. So it's a dry day for our friends down there in Bonnyconlon. And I'm sure they must have been a bit worried. I'm sure they must have thought once or twice, should we cancel this? Because if you were to listen to the weather reports, today was going to be a shocking, awful day. But it's not a bad day at all. It's just a bit windy. Now, Fine Gael leader and the Taoiseach, Simon Harris, he had a busy weekend as well. And we told you, Bank Holiday weekend in August in particular is a busy weekend for weddings and people tying the knot. That's when that's the big demand. That's the peak weekend. That's the Christmas of weddings here in Ireland. And Simon Harris taking on the role of best man for his brother, Adam Harris. He's the high-profile campaigner for autism. He tied the knot over the weekend to his partner Daniel O'Driscoll. O'Driscoll being a Cork name, that's probably why they had the event in Cork. They had it at Photo Island in Cork, which is a kind of resort island there. Didn't they have a zoo on there at one point or something? Animals? I don't know. But anyway, it was in Photo Island at the weekend. The Taoiseach was the best man. And can you imagine how boring that wedding speech was? He probably was talking about tariffs for half the speech. But there you go. That was Simon Harris doing playing the role of best man for his brother Adam, who tied the knot there at the weekend. And say with Wicklow, since the Harris family are from Wicklow, and the air show, the Bray air show took place over the weekend. Lots of people came out for that. Turns out it was another huge success. About 40,000 people, I was reading in the Irish Independent today, came out to watch all of the stuff going on in the sky. The spectacular aerobatics, I suppose you would call it. There was 15 aerial acts in total. There was daredevil wing walkers. Yeah, there was. You couldn't pay me to do that kind of stuff, but there was people doing it. At Aer Lingus, they were showing off their next generation Airbus as well. So there was something there for everybody. There was all kinds of displays. There was a lot of things going on in Bray over the weekend, and it was the 18th installment of that particular event. So there you go. Of course, in Chicago, the Air and Water Show, which we've gone to many, many times. You see them all in the weekend, or the days leading up to the weekend. All of the pilots out practicing, and then you go down and by Navy Pier, I see this spectacular air show, and I'm flying in and out between skyscrapers and stuff like that. Truly spectacular. And I was looking at some of the pictures from the weekend down there in Bray, and it was also quite spectacular. It's amazing what those pilots can do, and the acrobatics or the aerobatics in the sky, and the formations and all of the stuff that they do. It's scary looking stuff. But wow, it went off without a hitch, and there was a lot of shock, I suppose, wow and awe, as lots of people had their eyes glued towards the skies. So a good weekend, a successful weekend there as well. And as I said, lots of things happening all around the country for this bank holiday weekend. GlobalIrishRadio.com, GIR.ie if you want to get our studio at GIR.ie if you ever feel the need to reach out to us. Love to hear from you. We're streaming 24/7 at globalirishradio.com. We are the Irish diaspora station, and we bring you Irish radio programs from Ireland, like this one, the Irish Hour, the Irish Daily Crack, and programs from all around the world. Now, the latest on the Irish presidential election. Bertie. Remember Bertie? The most cunning, conniving of them all. I think that's what Charlie Hyde called him. But anyway, Bertie Ahern, former Taoiseach, former Fianna Fáil leader, has emerged as the preferred Fianna Fáil candidate. Now, he'd be happy to hear that, because he has in the past said, he'd be interested in that. So the ducks or the stars, they're aligning. And according to the poll, that does not necessarily mean that he will get the nomination by any means. But anyway, according to a poll in the weekend papers, Bertie Ahern is now the preferred candidate, the preferred Fianna Fáil candidate as far as his party members are concerned. And he tops the list ahead of Micheál Martin, who a lot of people thought would be a great candidate. But Micheál Martin, for his part, has absolutely no interest in being Taoiseach. He's far too young. Sure, he's only in his 60s, and he's not long Taoiseach. And he wants to see out his term as Taoiseach. And he says, and he's dismissed any speculation that he would be the presidential candidate, because he said he wants to lead his party into the next election. And that's some time off. We're only into this government. So he's Taoiseach until 2027. And then he says he wants to be around beyond that into the next election, which will be 5 years down the road or something like that. So he's not interested in being the president. But Bertie is. And looking at some of the pictures of Bertie in the papers today, gosh, I have to say, he looks a bit rough, to be honest. He's almost on par now with Michael D. I mean, can we not get somebody a little bit more photogenic for when we're sending to these events all around the world, and there's all these picture opportunities and stuff like that? I thought he was looking a little bit rough in the papers. Maybe it's just that the pictures they used weren't the most kind to him. But he's 73 now. He was born in September 1951, which we here in Mayo, that's a significant date. That's the last time Mayo won the All-Ireland. That's 73 years ago. Same age as Bertie. So I don't think we can, on that basis alone, we won't be able to vote for him here in Mayo, because every time we look at him, it'll be a constant reminder that we haven't won Sam Maguire in 73 years. But yeah, 73, so that means, gosh, sure, he'd be like over 80 by the time his first term is up. And you wonder why we can't get somebody who actually, it's a $330,000 a year job, Can we not find somebody who can actually do the job for the entire 7-year term? Either that or shorten the terms. Michael D is 84 years old now, and he doesn't do a whole lot, does he, these days? You rarely see him. He comes out now and then, and you feel sorry for the poor fella struggling along with the 2 sticks and stuff like that. Lots of people think he was a great president, and maybe he was, but at 84 years old, is he, you have to ask, really fulfilling the role of president to its fullest potential? He can barely get around these days. And he does make his statements, and he does say a lot of good things in terms of weighing in on the Middle East conflict and various things. He's been very opinionated, has to be said. But you want somebody that's a bit agile, somebody that can get out there and, fulfill the role. I mean, 330,000 a year. We want to get bang for our buck these days, especially if there's a recession coming. Anyway, the same poll in that weekend paper found that Mary Lou McDonald, she remains to be the preferred candidate for her party, although there's a lot of saying that she will not be running, that she has her eye on the role of Taoiseach as well. She wants to be the country's first female Taoiseach. But of course, I think, why not go for the presidency? If it doesn't work out, if you don't make it to if you don't become President of Ireland, which is let's face it, a much easier gig than being Taoiseach, you don't take the same amount of abuse. And if you don't make it, if you're not successful, well, can't you go back to being leader of Sinn Féin and continue your quest to be the first female Taoiseach? So there you go. That's the latest on the presidential politics, or the presidential election, which is coming up, as you know, later this year in October. And as I said on Friday, I'm astonished that 2 months out from the election, that the main opposition party, Sinn Féin, does not have a candidate announced yet, or Fianna Fáil, the biggest party in the country, does not have their candidate. They don't have the nomination process complete yet, and we don't actually know 2 months out. I mean, wouldn't it give you a distinct advantage if you had your candidates named already, and they can be out campaigning and electioneering and all of that? I don't know, I find it totally astonishing. But there you go, that's the presidential race, which is, by all accounts, a nasty old dirty race. All of the dirt that they can dig up on you, and they'll have lots to dig up on Bertie if they go digging. So a lot of people thought he was too tarnished from his, the corruption, the planning, all the things, the brown envelopes. He's the guy that was finance minister and didn't even have a bank account. And there was all these questionable payments, and Bertie said, he won the money on a horse. You couldn't make this stuff up, but there you go. He is the guy. He's the preferred candidate, turns out, for Fianna Fáil now in this. He certainly had the name recognition. Whether it's good or bad remains to be seen. And if you're like Donald Trump, you probably believe, well, there's no such thing now as bad publicity, is there? But anyway, there you go. That's all we got for you on the presidential election, which, as we say, is Michael D is out the door the first week in November, if he's still around. And we're looking for someone to replace him. And the time is running out. A notable obituary to share with you on the programme today. Hilary Weston passed away at her home in London at the age of 83. You might be saying to me now, who is Hilary Weston? Well, well-known Dublin businesswoman, and she's the founder, one of the founders of Penneys, the department store chain, the retail chain. What is it? The chain of stores here in Ireland. And Primark, as it's known in the United States, and recently they've embarked on quite ambitious expansion plans in the United States. But the founder of Penneys, and also the founder of Brown Thomas, that luxury department store, where when you go in just to go in and have a look around, it costs you a fortune. Very, very expensive. A lot of good stuff, a lot of designer stuff on Grafton Street in Dublin. It's on Shop Street there, one of the streets there and the high street locations in different cities around the country, I think. I know there's one in Galway as well. But Brown Thomas, the founder, also the founder of Penneys, two stores that are opposite ends of the, I suppose, spectrum in terms of price and quality. You get a pair of shoes in Penneys for $9.99. They probably cost you $999 in Brown Thomas. But there you go. She knew what she was doing. She was very, very successful, and Penneys continues to be very successful. And as you can see, Primark, at a time when a lot of those those retailers, they're cutting back and they're closing operations, Primark is expanding and continues to expand. So they're doing something right there. But its founder, Hilary Weston, passed away at the age of 83 after a short illness there in London. Now, Irish communities all around the world, if you're watching your Facebook feeds and if you're following any of the things in different parts of the world with regards to Irish communities and the Irish diaspora, as we are here at Global Irish Radio, we're noticing a lot of pictures of the roses, and they're getting well wishes from all the people in their respective communities. Their bags are packed, they're headed for Tralee because it's the International Rose of Tralee Festival coming up very, very soon indeed. In fact, it's about 10 or 11 days away. I think the 15th of August. And this year you can preview all of the roses online. They have a website, obviously Irish, roseoftralee.ie, roseoftralee.ie, and all of the roses are on there, and you can preview and you can read their history and the stories behind them. All the lovely girls that will appear on our screens in Irish television over the 15th and 16th or whatever it is of August. The International Rose of Tralee Festival, which continues to be a very popular event both in Tralee, across the island of Ireland, where it is televised, and Dáithí O'Shea is presenting. Not sure if Catherine Thomas is joining them this year or not. We'll have to wait and see on that. But the Rose of Tralee coming to a television screen near you in the very near future, and streamed all around the world on the RTE player as well. So we're looking forward to that one. roseoftralee.ie, and it's lovely to see all of the girls and representing their communities, and seeing lots of pictures online of them, just kind of packing the bags, saying goodbye to loved ones, and hoping that they'll return crowned as the 2025 Rose of Tralee for this year. But anyway, we have another story that we'll touch on later in the programme. An Irish charity worker kidnapped in Haiti, and it's got a local link, and she's from Westport here in County Mayo. She's the head of an orphanage. She's been out there for about 32 years, and overnight there was an ambush on the orphanage. They broke in, they kidnapped a lot of people, including this Irish charity worker. So we'll try and get an update for you on that story. It's a lot of talk on that particular story this Monday, as you can imagine, here in Ireland. And Taoiseach saying that everything and anything is being done to secure her release. But we don't know too much about it. We'll delve a little further into that when we take a look at the top trending serious news stories of the day this Monday. Friends, it's the Daily Crack with Sean G here on Global Irish Radio. If you miss it live, you can always listen back at dailycrack.com. Take us with you for your daily walk or your fitness routine or whatever it is. Now, TikTok creator and online comedian Garen Noon is, he's making a return to social media. If you follow him, you'll have seen him on your feeds over the weekend. That's following his self-imposed break from the various platforms, as well as his live gigs. And I know there was a lot of disappointment in different places. He had a tour of Ireland that was scheduled to take place, and also some dates in the United States, including a date at Gaelic Park, Chicago Gaelic Park, for their Irish Fest, which takes place later in August. And he's also scheduled to appear, wasn't he, at the Milwaukee Irish Fest, which is the mother of Irish Fests in the United States. But anyway, he has returned to social media, and he's lots to say, and you probably, no doubt, if you follow him, you'll have seen him on your social media feeds over the weekend. But he's back, and the live gigs that he has scheduled, they're all rescheduled now for next year. So he took the break a couple of months back to prioritise his mental health recovery, he said. Issues that ironically were brought on by his social media presence. But there you go. The pressures of being a famous TikTok creator and online star. There's so many of them these days, isn't there? Now, coming up later on, of course, we'll have the top 20 serious news stories. We also like to bring a little bit of music if there's something you want to hear. studio@gir.ie. Looking back at the Sunday papers this week, I was struck by the level and scale of violence and abuse towards women here in Ireland, and it's absolutely astonishing. And when you see it all in front of you, there was a lot of stories this week, court cases and things, people that were up before the courts for cases or events that happened in the last few years. Very brutal attacks, brutal assaults on women in this country. Alana Quinn, she lost an eye in an attack back in 2021, and the perpetrator of that attack was up in court getting, I think, 6 years this year. But it was a horrible attack. It changed her life forever. And just when you see all these cases, there was a lot of coverage of these particular cases in the Sunday papers this weekend. And it just highlights and reminds you of the amount of violence and the level of abuse towards women in this country. It's absolutely it's horrific. Natalie Innes, another girl that was abducted, she was beaten, she was burned, she was stabbed, and she was tortured. And she did nothing wrong. These thugs essentially thought that she had taken their bag of cocaine, which was worth 90,000 or something, and they subjected her to the most brutal assault in an apartment in Dublin. And it was just by chance that Gardaí showed up at the apartment because they were serving a warrant for some other offence for somebody that lived at the address, and they came across this attack that was in the process of happening, and it was a brutal attack. This girl was completely innocent, had no hand, act or part in the act that she was accused of stealing the cocaine or whatever it was, and a brutal assault, and just terrible to read. It was a horrible case. And then there was the case, obviously, of Vanessa White. She was the mother of the mother and her two kids, of course, that was involved in that murder-suicide in Fermanagh a week or two ago. And just looking at all the different cases, and these are cases that we cannot blame. There's so much talk these days about attacks by migrants and immigrants and asylum seekers. None of these cases can be blamed upon migrants or outsiders, as they might say. The only case of violence involving a migrant this week was an Indian guy that was attacked by a gang of thugs in Dublin and had, living daylights beaten out of him as well. He had suffered a broken jawbone or something. There's a picture of him in the papers, and he's petrified to go outside the door again. So, we need to take a deep look inside ourselves. And, there's so much talk about and so much hate oftentimes directed at migrants who are coming in many instances, much like the Irish did, went abroad to... I was never, we were never subject to that kind of abuse in other countries, but, a lot of people come to this country, not just to leech off the system, but to contribute and to make better lives for themselves as well. But reading some of the stories this week, you'd be petrified to come here. Whatever happened to the friendly, hospitable Irish? And you look at what we do to ourselves. Can you imagine what we do to the immigrants? But there you go. And one immigrant, as we say, telling his story this weekend on that brutal assault for no reason other than the colour of his skin. He was set upon by a gang of youths there in Dublin. But those other cases against all those women perpetrated by youngsters, and in that instance where the five guys attacked Natalie Innes, they were chatting about what they order at the chipper while they were subjecting her to this kind of torture and abuse, and they even texted people telling them what they were up to. Awful stuff altogether. So there you go. That's the nasty side of the news. Friends, we're live here each day here on Global Irish Radio, studio at GIR.ie. If you ever feel the need to get in touch with us, and we'll delve into some more of the stories and more of the things that are happening here in this country this Monday, this bank holiday Monday here in Ireland. But let us get some music going for you if we can. Put 20 pence here in the jukebox. Is the jukebox working? It is. Here's a tune that I stole from the Irish Hit Parade in Paul Sullivan's programme on Saturday. And I hadn't heard it before. And probably the reason I hadn't heard it before was when it was released. I was only 10 years. I was looking at it when it was released. It was released way, way, way back. I was only about 10 years old at the time. So this is a song from back the years to start us out this Monday, this bank holiday Monday here in Ireland. It's the story of Nell Flaherty's Drake, Foster and Allen.
My name it is Nell, and the truth I do tell, that I came from Coathill and I'll never deny. And I had a fine Drake and I die for his sake, that my grandmother left me and she gone to die. Well, the poor little fellow, his legs they were yellow, he could fly like a swallow or swim like a hake, until some dirty savage to graze his white cabbage most wantonly murdered me beautiful Drake. Well, his neck it was green, almost fit to be seen. He was fit for a queen of the highest degree, and his body was white and it owed you the light. He was plump, fat and heavy and brisk as a bee. He was wholesome and sound, he would weigh 20 pound, and the universe round I would roam for his sake. Bad luck to the robber, be he drunk or sober, who murdered Nell Flaherty's beautiful Drake. May his spade never dig, may his sow never pig, may each hair on his wig be well thrashed with a flail. May his roof have no thatch, may his door have no latch, may his turkeys not hatch, may the rat say he's male. May every old fairy from Cork to Dunleary dip him snug and dairy in river or lake, so the eel and the trout they can dine on the snout of the monster who murdered Nell Flaherty's Drake. May his pig never grunt, may his cat never hunt, may a ghost ever haunt him at dead of the night, may his hens never lay, may his horse never neigh, may his goat fly away like an owl paper kite. May the flies and the fleas and the rats ever tease. May the piercing March breeze make him shiver and shake. May a lump of a stick rise the lumps fast and thick on the monster who murdered Nell Flaherty's Drake. Well, the only good news that I have to infuse is that old Paddy Hughes and young Anthony Blake, also Johnny Dwyer and Corny Maguire, they each have a grandson of my darling Drake. Me treasure had dozens of nephews and cousins, and one I must have or me heart it'll break, to set me mind daisy or else I'll run crazy. So ends the whole song of Nell Flaherty's Drake.
Global Irish Radio is excited to partner with 950 WROL AM, the Spirit of Boston, to bring you portions of the Irish Hit Parade, providing the soundtrack to your weekend. Join Paul Sullivan on Saturdays 3 to 7 p.m. Irish time and famous Seamus Mulligan on Sundays 7 to 10 p.m. for a feast of Irish music. Streaming live from Boston right here on globalirishradio.com.
Yes, indeed, friends, the soundtrack to your Irish weekend. Songs like the Nell Flaherty's Drake song by Foster and Allen, which goes way, way back. They have a wonderful playlist and they share great Irish music with you. Live from Boston, courtesy of our good friends out there, Irish 950 WROLAM, the Spirit of Boston. Back to here and now, it's the Daily Crack with Sean G on Global Irish Radio. Now, we have a new word of the day for you. A word that you're probably going to be hearing a lot more of. And you'll remember where you heard it first. Or we hope that you will at least. Does it ever feel like the world has gone to SH1T? Question mark. Yeah, that's a question that we took from a piece in today's, or the weekend's Irish Independent by Colin Murphy. Political science now has a concept to explain, exactly what that is. Things going to SH1T. It's a new word. We checked with the boss and he says, yeah, it's okay to say it because it's part of modern culture nowadays. The word is called inshitification. That's right. You heard it here first. Yeah, we know it's crude, it's clunky, and it sounds lazy. But anyway, let's define it for you a little bit more because we delved a little deeper. Inshitification is an informal word used to criticize the degradation in the quality and experience of online platforms over time due to an increase in advertisements, the costs or features, and it can also refer more generally to any state of deterioration, especially in politics or society. Similar forms include inshitify or inshitified. New words for your vocabulary. And Colin Murphy's writing, yes, things are getting worse. Things have essentially gone to SH1T. And that's the word that they use for it. The same tendency that is ruining the internet is in play in global affairs, thanks to, he says, Donald Trump, and Ireland is finding itself uniquely exposed. What with the tariffs and all of the other stuff. We're big. All of the tech companies have their, big presences. They're very prevalent here because they love us and they want to help us and give us all their money. Oh no, actually they want the really preferential tax rates. But anyway, there you go. It's a word that has its genesis in the online world and relates to, as we said, the degradation in the quality and experience of online platforms. But it is extending to other areas of life. It is extending to the world, basically. So there you go. That's your new word for the day. The boss says it's okay, so if it's okay with him, it's okay with us. Now, good news, by the way, in the economic front. We can all look forward to an improving labour market and record job creation in the United States going forward, given that Donald Trump has decided to fire the head of the Bureau of Labour Statistics. And that, of course, was following a weak jobs report. I mean, why shoot the messenger when you can fire the messenger? I guess that's the way that it works. And so I guess we can expect a lot more firings in the months ahead as the tariffs kick in and stuff like that. But on the other side of that equation, great economic news coming down the line and great job creation prospects. So good news. Lots of good news. What did you say the word was? Inshitification. Back to the music we go.
In the village bar on a Friday night, an old man watched a young man who was looking for a wife.
He'd seen them once, but never twice. So the old man said, "Hey young man, I'll give you some advice.
My oh, I've seen them come and go.
And if you want to play the game, there's one thing you should know. You gotta have some faith, the best will wait. Love won't break your heart, boy. Have some faith in your soulmate. Love won't break your heart, boy. You know it when you hold her hand.
Then someday you'll understand.
You'll remember this old man said, love won't break your heart, boy.
Then the young man called the old man from the door.
Could you tell a fella how to keep them coming back for more?
The old man laughed with a knowing grin.
Said, if I have to tell you, then you're never going to win.
Their hearts, you've gotta have the smarts
To know when you know nothing, but here's where you're gonna start. You gotta have some faith, the best will wait. Love won't break your heart, boy.
Have some faith in your soulmate.
Love won't break your heart, boy. You know it when you hold her hand.
Then someday you'll understand.
You'll remember this old man said, love won't break your heart, boy. Oh, there now.
In the village church, confetti fills the air.
Wedding bells were ringing and the young man standing there.
The old man walked up to his side.
Saying I took my own advice and went and got myself a wife. Proof that what I said is true. Alright, it took me 50 years, but fact is that I knew. You gotta have some faith, the best will wait. Love won't break your heart, boy. Have some faith in your soulmate. Love won't break your heart, boy. You know it when you hold her hand. Then someday you'll understand. You'll remember this old man said, love won't break your heart, boy. All right. Love won't break your heart, boy.
You're listening to Sean G on Global Irish Radio.
Well, have you ever been down to Dan and Molly's, singing and dancing and the night so jolly? You'll never forget such a wonderful night of joy. Oh, I can't meal the poetry from the folks around here. Joe Log is cracking the creamy beer in the wonderful magical village of Ballyboy. It's been there since the sound of the horse's hoof stands on the corner with an old thatched roof. A million lovely airs were sung inside. Oh, what a dear old couple, hearts of gold. Though the years pass by, we all grew old. Dan and Molly's is forever in my mind. Never find a frown. The smile is served up with every round. If your heart's been broke, this place will help it mend. For everyone here makes you feel at home. No one left sitting on their own. There's no such thing as strangers, we're all friends. It's been there since the sound of the horse's hoof stands on the corner with an old thatched roof. A million lovely airs were sung inside. Oh, what a dear old couple, hearts of gold. Though the years pass by, we all grew old. Dan and Molly's is forever in my mind. of County Offaly with the rattle of the spoons upon me knee, fun and laughter ringing round the walls. Beside the mountains of Sleep Bloom, it's there you'll hear the sweetest tune, Dan and Molly's down in Ballyboy. Oh, it's been there since the sound of the horse's hoof stands on the corner with an old thatched roof. A million lovely airs were sung inside. Oh, what a dear old couple, hearts of gold. Oh, the years pass by, we all grow old. Dan and Molly's is forever in my mind.
Yeah, that's Joe McShane and Dan and Molly's. And before that, we had the Murphys and Michael English. Love won't break your heart, boy. No, it won't, but it will give you a few sleepless nights, I imagine. There you go. Now, we don't want to be too much of a Debbie Downer this bank holiday Monday as we wind down after what was a great weekend for most people. And we have a happy story to share with you now on the programme. Bundy Aki, Irish rugby star, is celebrating. Yes, the Ireland centre played for the Lions in Saturday's third test against Australia, but he is now rushing to New Zealand to meet his daughter Anya for the first time. And of course, Bundy Aki recently became an Irish citizen. He was over here in Ireland playing rugby for a long time with Connacht, wasn't he? But anyway, he's revealed that his the newest member of the family was born in a car 2 weeks ago. Just moments before the rugby star lined out for the British and Irish Lions. Can you imagine getting that call? I'm going into labour. I'm in the back of the car, and he's lining out to represent the Lions. But anyway, the Ireland centre played for the Lions in Saturday's third test against Australia, but he's now rushing to New Zealand to meet his daughter Anya for the very first time. Mama and the kid is doing just fine. So there you go, a nice happy story for you this Monday. It all works out in the end, says Bundy Aki. Now, here's another story. We don't know if it will work out in the end. I'm sure that it will, but Nathan Carter is in a spot of hot water, or is definitely getting a bit of bad PR this Monday, yeah. A dramatic fallout has erupted between the country music star Nathan Carter and the Balmoral Hotel after an advertised meet and greet left fans disappointed and both sides pointing the fingers. The Wagon Wheel singer headlined Fela on Pobbles Country Festival in Belfast Falls Park on Saturday night, and the sellout event was part of a wider arts festival and also featured performances from the Whistling Donkeys, Ultimate Eagles and Claudia Buckley. But it's Nathan that's in a little bit of hot water because he said he was not. He went on social media. He didn't obviously show up. He didn't fulfill the meet and greet arrangements that had been put in place by the Balmoral Hotel. They had sold tickets for about, or maybe not sold it was a free event actually, but they had issued tickets to 250 very happy fans to meet and greet with Nathan before the concert there at the Belfast Falls Park. And there was some kind of confusion somewhere along the lines because Nathan says he didn't know nothing about that now. And the hotel saying, yes, we confirmed, reconfirmed, double-checked, crossed our I's, crossed our T's, and your promotions people agreed to the whole deal. As we said, the hotel put on a load of extra staff. They had all kinds of arrangements in place. They blocked off the parking lot and they met the necessary arrangements. There was food and drink, everything that you need to have a good time, except the star of the show, Nathan Carter, who he did show up and he just signed a few autographs, but he took off again because he was running late or whatever, and he had to be at the concert, and people were not happy. A lot of disappointed people at the hotel, and there was a war of words then following Nathan going on to social media and saying that, he knew nothing about this. He wasn't actually booked for the event. Then comes the hotel with a statement that pulled no punches, saying, yes, everything was organised. Your promotions people agreed to it. The whole thing was signed, sealed, and delivered, except for Nathan, who wasn't there. The hotel closed their statement with some cheeky final words. To our guests, they said thank you. To our team here at the hotel, legends. To Nathan, next time we're booking Daniel O'Donnell with love, the Balmoral Hotel. So there you go. And the hotel The hotel's post has since gone viral with thousands of likes and hundreds of comments, many focused on the playful jab at the end. So there you go. Next year it'll be Daniel O'Donnell. Here is Daniel now with Majella, Something Stupid.
I know I stand in line until you think you have the time to spend an evening with me. And if we go someplace to dance, I know that there's a chance you won't be leaving with me. Then afterwards we drop into a quiet little place and have a drink or two. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I can see it in your eyes that you despise the same old lies you heard the night before. And though it's just a line to you, for me it's true, it never seemed so right before. Practice every day to find some clever lines to say to make the meaning come true. But then I think I'll wait until the evening gets late and I'm alone with you. The time is right, your perfume fills my head, the stars get red and oh, the night's so blue. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. Time is right, your perfume fills my head, the stars get red and oh, the night's so blue. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Hello, all you Global Irish Radio listeners out there, wherever you may be. It's myself, Finbar, here in beautiful northern Colorado, inviting you along to the Raggle Celtic Folk Show, streaming here live every Monday and Friday evening at 10 p.m. Irish time, where you're guaranteed to hear some rare old recordings from the old country and beyond. And it's all here on globalirishradio.com, the home of the Raggle Taggle. Listen to the Raggle Taggle on Global Irish Radio.
Yeah, another chance to catch Finbar's Raggle Taggle tonight at 10 o'clock here on Global Irish Radio. And Storm Flores has made landfall here in Ireland, but as the system clears this bank holiday Monday, Met Éireann is now tracking a sudden, wait for it, heat surge. Yeah, as high pressure bills and weather models flash red. We could be getting some heat warnings. As you say, Flores barely passed through the area, and the outlook is for some warm temperatures. Hot weather on the way. Summer returning to us here in Ireland. Temperatures in the mid-20s expected in the coming weeks. So we'll watch out for that. Keep an eye on it. Oh yeah. Alrighty, it's the Daily Crack with Sean G here on Global Irish Radio, GIR.ie. Coming up later on tonight, of course, we have, in addition to Finbar's Raggle Taggle, Tom is live from Chicago with Tom's Irish Radio Show. Tom at GIR.ie if you want to get in touch with Tom and get a request for dedication in there. David Marks brings you the Sounds Irish programme between 6 to 8 here on Global Irish Radio. That one's from Glasgow, Scotland. Nice selection of music, nicely curated by David Marks. And another chance to catch this programme later on tonight as well. And if you miss it live, dailycrack.com. And of course, irishpodcasts.com. That's where you'll find all of the most popular podcasts here in Ireland. There's a weekly top 10, so you can check it out. And I was looking there, in the podcast I was talking about on the programme last week, Wanging On with Graham Norton is actually doing pretty well. It's at number 2 on the list. The Two Johnnies topping out the list at the number 1 spot this past week. But the list changes all the time, so you can check it out there. Path to Power, if you want an insight or keep connected with what's happening in the country politically, that's a good podcast with Ivan Yates, who is a former senior minister here in Ireland. He's an entrepreneur and he's a lobbyist and all of those things. And Matt Cooper, who is a broadcaster here in Ireland. And this week on the show, they went through the Scores on the Door is what it's called, the title of the podcast, as they they grade all of the government ministers, the junior ministers, the cabinet ministers, all that stuff, and they grade them according to their performance 6 months into this new government. So there you go. That's what's included in this week's edition of Path to Power. Now, time for us to have a quick look at some of the top trending serious news stories of the day. And we talked about at the outset of the programme the fact that an Irish person has been kidnapped out there in Haiti, and the Taoiseach and Minister for Foreign Affairs has said no stone will be left unturned to secure the release of the Irish woman who was kidnapped along with 7 other people from an orphanage in Haiti yesterday. Jean Herity is her name, and she's a native of Westport here in County Mayo. She's in her mid-50s, and she's been over there for quite a number of years now. She's the head of that orphanage. I think she's lived in Haiti for about 32 years. She is among, as we say, 7 staff taken, as well as a young child. So Taoiseach weighing in on that. Not too much more available at this time, other than no stone will be left unturned, according to our Taoiseach, Simon Harris. Another story that's getting a little bit of attention this Bank Holiday Monday. An investigation is underway into the death of a man at a property in Carrick-on-Shore, County Tipperary, in the wee early hours of this morning. Emergency services were alerted around 3:30 a.m. after the man was found unresponsive at the property in the Ravenswood estate. He was pronounced dead at the scene a short time later. Broadcaster and actor Sean Rocks, who passed away last week, was someone who used his gifts so well in all areas of his life and who had such lovely traits. Mourners at his funeral in Monaghan have been told. Mr. Rocks, 64, the voice of Arena on RTE Radio 1, died in Dublin last week. Some of the top trending serious news stories of the day here in Ireland this Bank Holiday Monday. The music we go now, and it's Patrick O'Sullivan and the story of Red-Haired Mary.
When going on the road to Dingle one morning there last July, I met a sweet girl on the road. She smiled at me as she passed me by. I went up to her saying, "Hi young lady, my donkey he can carry two." Oh, seeing as how you have a donkey to Dingle Fair, I'd ride with you. Now when we reached the fair of Dingle, I took her hand to say goodbye. When a tinkerman stood up beside me, he belted me in my left eye. Oh, keep your hands off Red-Haired Mary, her and I will soon be wed. We'll see the priest this very morning, tonight we'll lie in a married bed. Now I was feeling kind of peevish, a poor old I was sad and sore. So I gently kicked him with my hobnail, he plowed back to Murphy's door. Well, the policeman came around the corner, told me I had broke the law. The old donkey kicked him in the kneecap, he fell down and broke his jaw. Oh, keep your hands off Red-Haired Mary, her and I will soon be wed. We'll see the priest this very morning, tonight we'll lie in the married bed. Now he went off to get his brother, the biggest man you'd ever meet. And he gently tapped me with his knuckles, I was minus my front teeth. Ah, that red-haired girl, she kept on smiling, I'll go with you, young man, she said. Forget the priest this very morning, tonight we'll lie in Murphy's shed. So step up
Good deeds are great things, and a single good deed can grow into a forest of kindness. At treedeeds.com, you can dedicate a tree in someone's honour and make a lasting impact on the planet. Each tree is deeded and comes with a personalised certificate, perfect for birthdays, holidays, memorials, or just because. Celebrate life, give back to nature, and leave a legacy that grows. Visit treedeeds.com today. That's treedeeds.com. Rooted in Ireland, gifted worldwide.
From the woods of Glenbower to the river de Soar, from the arms of my mother to the land ever pure, all I have to remember is the pride that I felt round the park Canada, where the boys never knelt. They'd go raring and tearing and fighting for love, for the land they called Killa and the Lord up above. Killa la 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 la, for the green and the white I adore, for the parish to last evermore. 95 came promotion, high up on the wing, and no one up to senior. What a beautiful thing in the darkest of hours, in the depths of despair. Let the killer boys roar, for to rattle the air they'd go raring and tearing and fighting for love, for the land they called Killa and the Lord up above. Killa la 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 la, for the green and the white I adore, for the parish to last evermore. Killa la 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 la, Killa la 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 la, for the green and the white I adore, for the parish to last evermore. When my time's at an ending, when my days are no more, bury me with my Hurley by the river de Soar.
Music there from Kingfisher, bringing us ever closer to the finishing line this Bank Holiday Monday. Killa. And before that, we heard from Patrick O'Sullivan and the story of Red-Haired Mary. It's the Daily Crack with Sean G. Check us out online at dailycrack.com. All previous episodes of the show available there to listen anytime or wherever you get your podcasts. Now, global travel site Big 7 Travel has officially released its 6th annual list of the 50 best islands in the world. Did you get that? It's 50 best islands in the world. The whole entire world. And it's good news for us here in County Mayo, because Achill Island, located off the west coast here, has ranked number 8 on the list. That's not bad. Number 8 in the world. For me, it's number 1, but there you go. Well done to Achill Island. We've always known it's a beautiful spot, probably the most beautiful spots in Ireland, and now Big 7 Travel officially recognising that in its 6th annual list of the 50 best islands. Achill Island getting in there at number 8 on the list. And there's some pretty nice islands in Ireland, but also around the world, as you can imagine. So that's quite the accolade. More good news for us here on the programme this Monday. And this year's island rankings, this year's island ranking highlights a mix of trending destinations, remote escapes, and iconic favourites. And that's how they came up with Achill Island, number 8 on the list. So there you go. That's pretty much our lot for today, friends. Thank you so much for your company since 3 this afternoon. Join us back here tomorrow. We will, all going well, be back here to do it all over again. Our quote of the day today comes from a guy called John Burroughs. Have you heard of him? John Burroughs is his name. And here's his quote. A somebody was once a nobody who wanted to and did. How's about that for you? For all the nobodies and all the somebodies out there, I'll dedicate that one to you today. A somebody was once a nobody who wanted to and did. Make what of that what you will, my friends. If you're in these parts here, around about Mayo or anywhere in Ireland, enjoy the rest of your bank holiday weekend. If you're farther afield, meet us back. We hope you're having a lovely Monday back to work wherever you are. And we'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Join us, the Daily Crack here on Global Irish Radio. 3 o'clock. Thanks to Margaret helping me on the background. Thanks to you for listening. See you tomorrow at 3. Happy Monday. Shut up and dance now. It's Derek Ryan taking us out this Monday.
Just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said whoa, whoa, shut up and dance with me. We were victims of the night. The chemical, physical kryptonite hit us to the face and the fading light. Oh, we were bound to get together, bound to get together. She took my arm, I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she said, oh, don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said whoa, whoa, shut up and dance with me. A backless dress and some made-up sneaks. My discotheque, Juliet, teenage dream. I felt it in my chest as she looked at